Sleep is essential, but you won't believe the bizarre practices and laws people follow to get it. From sleeping upright to napping at work, here are 10 strange sleeping habits from history that actually existed. 1. Segmented sleep. In 15th century England, sleeping through the night wasn't normal. People slept in 2 separate shifts: the first sleep, which began shortly after nightfall, and the second sleep, a few hours before sunrise. Between them was a mysterious hour of wakefulness, used for praying, reading, smoking, visiting neighbors, or sneaking off to bed with a partner. This midnight gap was considered normal, until the Industrial Revolution forced society into one long sleep to keep up with factory hours. Now, some researchers believe this lost pattern might have been healthier, and that our insomnia today might just be a memory of the past. 2. Inamuri. In Japan, falling asleep at work isn't a sign of laziness, it's a badge of honor. Known as inamuri, or sleeping while present, it's a quiet way to show you've worked yourself to the point of exhaustion. It's not unusual to find people napping during meetings, on trains, or even standing up in public. The idea? If you're sleeping, you must be diligent and dedicated. But not everyone agrees. Critics argue this practice reflects a toxic overwork culture, one that values burnout over balance. Still, inamuri is widely accepted in Japan today, as long as you look like you're trying. 3. Upright sleeping. The ancient Egyptians feared sleeping flat on their backs. They believed that lying down made the soul more vulnerable to demons or death during the night. So they developed a way to sleep upright, using carved wooden or stone headrests to prop up just the neck. These weren't comfy pillows, they were spiritual armor. But here's the controversy. Some historians say the headrests were more about status and symbolism than real sleep comfort. Today, these eerie sleep tools live in museums, but the belief in spiritual protection during sleep still lingers in many cultures. 4. Polyphasic sleep. Leonardo da Vinci was more than just an inventor, he was a time hacker. According to legend, he followed a strange sleep schedule called polyphasic sleep, breaking rest into 20-minute naps every 4 hours. That's just 2 hours of sleep a day. Why? He believed it unlocked more hours for creativity and invention, while others wasted time in bed. But modern sleep scientists warn it's dangerous, disrupting your internal clock, causing hallucinations, and weakening your immune system. Some say the whole thing is a myth, exaggerated after his death. But that hasn't stopped extreme productivity circles from experimenting with it, even today. 5. Siesta laws. In parts of traditional Spain, naps weren't just a habit, they were the law. Shops shut down, streets emptied, and entire towns went silent for the daily siesta, a rest during the sweltering afternoon heat. The custom helped people avoid sunstroke, rest, and recharge. But as Spain's economy grew more global, the siesta clashed with modern work hours. Some business leaders now call it outdated and inefficient. Still, in rural towns, you'll hear the bell that rings each day to signal nap time, proof that some traditions refuse to sleep away quietly. 6. Communal sleeping. For the Tiwi people of Northern Australia, sleep isn't a private act, it's communal. Families sleep in large groups, often 10 to 20 people together with no fixed bedtime. People drift off and wake up in shifts, chatting, walking, and returning to sleep throughout the night. It may seem chaotic to outsiders, but for the Tiwi, it fosters safety, connection, and shared experience. Westerners once labeled this disorganized or primitive. But today, anthropologists are rethinking who really understands sleep best. 7. Dream-sharing rituals. To the Sainwa people of Malaysia, dreams are more than imagination, they're messages. Each morning, families and communities gather to discuss their dreams, interpret their meanings, and plan actions based on them. A dream of falling might mean facing a real-world fear. A dream of flying might be celebrated as a success. In the 1960s, Western psychologists praised the Sainwa system, claiming it led to a society with no mental illness or violence. But later researchers challenged those claims, saying the story was too romanticized. Still, dream sharing remains a respected cultural practice in parts of Sainwa life, where dreams are taken as seriously as waking life. 8. Sleep divorce. In Victorian England, many elite couples didn't sleep in the same bed, or even the same room. Known as a sleep divorce, this wasn't about a bad relationship. It was about preserving dignity and health. Doctors at the time believed sharing a bed could lead to nervous disorders, especially for women. And for the upper class, marriage was more about appearances than intimacy, so separate bedrooms kept everything proper. But here's the twist. Today, sleep divorce is back. More couples are sleeping apart for better rest, raising questions about what it really means to be close. 9. Sleeping facing east. In ancient Chinese tradition, the direction you sleep in could affect your energy, health, and even your destiny. According to feng shui, sleeping with your head facing east aligned you with the rising sun, bringing harmony, clarity, and spiritual growth. Sleeping westward, on the other hand, that was said to bring stagnation or even bad luck. Rulers and nobles carefully designed their chambers to match the cosmic flow. Skeptics today dismiss it as superstition, but many still practice it, not just in China but around the world, where energy flow and sleep direction remain serious business. 10. Sleeping on graves. The Vikings believed the dead had power, and sometimes, sleeping on a grave was a way to claim it. In certain Norse rituals, warriors or shamans would sleep directly atop burial mounds to absorb wisdom, receive visions, or gain courage for battle. They believed the spirits of ancestors could offer guidance or protection through dreams. But of course, not everyone saw this as spiritual. Some called it witchcraft or pagan madness, especially as Christianity spread. Still, burial mounds across Scandinavia remain sacred sites today, hinting that some old beliefs never fully died. So, do you still think your 3 a.m. scrolling habit is weird? Maybe your sleep struggles are just echoes of forgotten traditions. Whether it's dozing upright, napping on the job, or sharing dreams with your tribe, there's no one way to rest. Which one shocked you the most? Or do you have your own strange sleep routine? Let me know in the comments, and if you want more fascinating truths from history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We've got more untold stories coming your way.